Hey everyone, and welcome to Pitch It To Me Baby, the show where we create original characters for the Talks A Lot Boys cinematic universe using nothing but our imaginations and some random prompts. I am your host, my name is Tyler, and today I'm joined by the boys! We got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
We got Chipper.
Heyo.
And we have the lovely Cody.
Hi, I'm lovely now. Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Welcome to the party, Cody. This is your first time on this show. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, but kind of nervous, because I have no idea what we're gonna do.
Well, I'll explain it to you, Cody, and you folks at home who don't know how it works. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new, original superhero or supervillain based on 3 prompt words that we are going to randomly generate. We're going to have 1 noun, 1 verb, and 1 adjective, and we're going to use that as inspiration to create a fun new character. These usually go very poorly because the words are usually very obscure. But let's get right into it. Let's see what our words are going to be today, boys.
Yeah,
Clancy, spin that wheel of randomness. Our noun is blood.
Ooh.
Our verb is voice.
Okay.
All right.
That's not a verb, though, is it?
No, it's not actually. So
Well,
spin that one.
it
What's your
can be.
opinion?
Is
yeah.
it? Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to generate it again, or are we going with that?
Nah, blood voice.
Nope. Just keep it on voice.
Let's see what
okay.
the third one's just totally shit, and then we'll think about it.
Okay. And our adjective is hilarious.
Oh shit.
Oh, all right. So stand-up comic.
This has to be a villain.
I think he should be like a stand-up comic that kind of does like some sort of like blood bending or something.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
I
Right?
think
Is he gonna be too similar to the Joker though? If he's a stand-up comic,
I
Well,
mean,
is the Joker even really funny?
that's true.
Yeah.
The Joker wasn't funny. So I guess we could make this guy is like Jerry Seinfeld. All of his jokes are absolute, just knee slapping, hilariously good times.
He's got to be like Louis C.K. Like, he's got to pull his dick out and jerk off.
okay.
Oh.
Something, something
Yeah,
that just puts him over the edge.
Is that
Instead
how he
of
gets
jerking
the blood?
off on people, he just like bleeds on them.
I thought we were gonna make them like laugh so hard that like Jack Tell like vomit blood out of their mouths.
That's super cool, actually.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what if he just tells like a killer joke and the next thing you know, like people's like Cody said, like they like vomit blood, like their blood boils or like something that's just gnarly.
They just
That's-
laugh so hard instead of healing them, their throat just like razor blades start like popping out.
It's
Oh,
just like,
Why?
okay. So let me pitch it to you.
Okay.
Oh, pitch
So-
me, baby.
I like the whole vomit blood thing, but he has to say the punchline for them to be able to vomit blood. So like if he's just like starting the joke up, it's just like okay, and then he says the punchline and they start vomiting blood instantly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, what is like the backstory for this character? Like, how did he come to acquire the power of causing people to vomit blood with jokes?
So we could do the classical. He was just a little boy, and he was like, "I want to be funny," and told his joke to his parents, and his parents were like, "Wow, that's really funny, Jimmy, but you have to work on your punchline." So he goes outside and starts like really practicing, but he can never get it. Then the devil comes. He's like, "I can make you funny, little boy."
As a child?
Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't know better. He'll take that offer, and then when
Or
okay.
what if? I mean, I guess the concept of it is sound.
Yeah.
But like, what if he, like you said, he's like a younger kid, but he's trying to like make funny jokes, and like everyone that he tells these jokes to is like, yeah, that was pretty good, but like the punchline, like you kind of under-delivered there, and this like eats at him like for years and years. Like he always thinks he's like hilarious. He always thinks he's like so close to just cracking this fucking like just like mind-blowing joke that like the whole fucking crowd just gonna go insane and like lose their shit. But like everyone he tells it to is like, that was a little kind of weak. you know, and then like he finally like he gets like, you know, older, like, you know, teenage or whatever, and then like he's finally like, damn it, I've had enough, like I can't break through, I finally need a way, and he like starts like to fucking snap, and all of a sudden, boom, devil shows up.
Well, here's another way. I like that.
Tenacious D, kind of.
I like that. How about instead of the devil, because that's super fucking generic.
I
What
know.
we do is he's in some kind of like thrift store, just brooding because he's upset because he failed another. He didn't land his joke properly, so he's all huffing and puffing. Oh man, I'm never good jokes, and he goes to blow off some steam. Walks into the local thrift shop, and then in the back of the store, amongst a pile of dusty books, he finds this really old joke book with spine for the spine of the book,
Tyler.
like a human spine. Yeah.
Tyler, stop for a second. Okay, so he goes to an open mic. Okay, like, he finally thinks that he's cracked this. He goes to an open mic, and it's like 8 Mile. He fucking chokes. All right, and the whole crowd is like booing him. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like the whole story was interesting, and then you lost me at the punchline. Like you fucking suck." You know, they all like boo him off the stage and shit because he like, you know, his 3 minutes is up. You know, he spent like all 3 minutes like dishing out like this epic story. Okay, so he gets booed off the stage. Of course, like, he leaves like hanging his head, and then walks into the thrift store.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes into this thrift store and he's looking around, and he comes across this joke book with a human spine as the spine, and all of the pages are human skin like stretched out.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, it shed ribs on it.
Yeah. That's like the cover is like
Yeah.
is like ribs, because it's gonna tickle your ribs with that old
Exactly.
humor. I like where your mind's at, Cody. And he opens it up, and he starts reading the jokes inside of it, and then he reads the first one, and it's the funniest joke ever told in the history of mankind. What is that joke? I don't know. It's forbidden.
Farts.
And he reads it, and all of a sudden, just like the book like shoots out light, and he's just like, ah, and then his body just fills up with the blood of comedians past, and it flows through his veins, and then he just becomes this supernatural jokester, and he maybe like the souls of all of the corrupt comedians society of the past like fills his body, and he can like communicate with them via like a temporal like
Yeah.
comedy void that he can
I like
like
this.
go into, like Avatar state, where he goes into the spirit world, but it's like a spiritual like comedy club of demon comedians.
Like the evil Apollo.
Yeah, there's something there. Fuck it. But yeah, and he does that, and that's how he gets his powers. And they're like, hey, tell our jokes, and you can just excrete people's blood from their bodies and
I just wanna make
consume their
blood.
life
And then-
essence.
And then he should go, like, after like acquiring this power, should go back to that stand-up club, just drop an absolute haymaker of a joke, and like everyone in there that mocked him just dies right on the spot.
Yes.
Okay,
And it-
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that he just walks out of there, but sorry, Chipper.
Oh, my bad. So can he eventually, like later on, like another movie or comic book that whatever this goes on in, can he learn the power where he like summons these corrupted comedians, and like Jerry Seinfeld is one of them, and they all just start berating his like target with like jokes, like it just starts off with him saying something stupid, and then Jerry Seinfeld's like, "What's the deal with airline?" and they just start berating him with shitty jokes, and like he's fighting a superhero or something that's like resistant or something. I don't know. That thought popped in my head and made me laugh. That's all. It doesn't have to stay.
maybe like the different comedians can like. I think we should definitely have like a Jerry Seinfeld. Like Jerry Seinfeld should just be a character. He should be like
That's what
the
I'm thinking.
head of the Demon Comedian Society. And he maybe like different comedians can like take possession of his body for like different styles
yes.
of jokes, and then like they have to like fill out like a timeshare on like who gets to walk around in the real world in the body. And then that's like the deal for getting to use the powers. Also,
I like that.
is this guy literally just gonna look like a fucking generic guy, or is he gonna have some kind of like villain costume?
I figure he's gonna be like a douchebag with a fucking fedora or something. he was gonna have like a collared shirt with like the sleeves rolled up.
Mhm.
And you know, like for some reason I'm thinking the color purple, but that's gonna ride on the Joker's fucking dick. So
Ooh, that is true.
You have checkers on it somewhere.
yeah, well,
What is he, a
like,
fucking ska band trumpet player?
It should be red and black.
Well, kind of, but he has
He's
like
a
a
hipster.
collared shirt, sleeves rolled up, and then he has like a vest, like a suit vest, kind of. But like that's it. Like he doesn't have like a jacket or anything because you know he's a douchebag. And you know he has like his dress pants and like decent shoes, and he just has like the fedora.
Or
For some reason, I'm thinking of Woody Harrelson from fucking Now You See Me.
yeah, I can
don't
see
like
that.
this.
But
I like
to make
this.
it more interesting, he's
Yes.
only wearing the vest,
Oh,
much like
make
Chris
it-
Angel and that guy
Okay.
that we saw at Warped Tour, who was a fucking embarrassment.
Yeah, it's gonna be ripped underneath because he laughs all the time.
Yeah, and it's just it's just like his skin just gets filled with like it like turns kind of red and it's like all veiny, like demony, right? And then
Yeah.
he just has like big heckin' ribs that he covers up with his vest. And while he tells jokes, he tickles his own ribs. And also like he can do different also he has the fedora and stuff too. And maybe
Yeah.
like a goatee.
definitely a goatee.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the goatee without question.
And he's really skinny, but he has like massive neck rolls.
Okay,
Like he has the facial structure.
I thought it
of
was
Louis
attractive.
CK.
What is going on? Why is
don't
it
know,
neck
no,
rolls?
no, no.
He's
neck
not
rolls.
attractive. He's a comedian.
Wait, what does that
Dude,
mean?
fucking, this guy's like Joe Rogan out there. Like,
I
Yeah.
guess. Sure, but I don't know. I think it's funnier if he has like
It'd be, okay,
just
no. It'd be funnier if he was like really attractive. But when he like summons like one of his like comedian ancestors, it changes his body into
Yeah.
like a caricature of that person.
I like
I
that.
was
Maybe
thinking,
like the neck rolls.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking he turns into like fucking Andrew Dice Clay or something.
I don't know what that is.
Tyler,
I like
look
the
him up.
caricature thing where it's like
Yeah.
I think his body should like shrivel up into like the demon thing, but then the head just grows and it becomes like a caricature of the comedian whose like material he's stealing.
Yeah.
And then different like things will do different things like if he does like the punchline, you know, you can vomit blood. He can tickle his ribs and make people like just like start laughing really hard, and they'll like blood will start like gargling in the back of their throat, and they'll like suffocate and die.
He just gives them like blood clots and they have strokes.
yeah, he could have like the old knee slapper where they start laughing and they slap their own legs so hard that it just explodes and they bleed out.
Ooh, when he does a dag joke, like people's eyes roll to the back of their head and
Yeah.
pop out.
Yeah, just all
They
like
just-
super visceral.
I'll just bleed out of their eye sockets. Oh, that's awful.
And if like his like finishing joke, it's like the closer of his show. It has like a super long build up, right? It's like a story bit.
Ooh, yeah.
And he gives them, you get the standing ovation. The people like stand up so like fast and straight and powerfully that all of their
They get
bones
dizzy.
just like snap into place and kind of like they're just kind of stuck in a straight line, and then they just start clapping, and every time they clap, like from their feet going up, their bones will just start shattering with like every clap, and then they'll just like slowly like sink into a puddle of their own moosh
Oh.
until it's
So-
just
I mean,
like
that
to the
that's-
shoulders, and it's just like their head and their arms in just like a pile of their guts.
I love this.
This went from 0 to 100 real quickly.
Oh yeah.
It's gross. but,
I was
like,
thinking.
I had it,
I was
like-
thinking if you did that, they should have like a brain aneurysm
I mean, they could have
or
that
like a
too.
brain hemorrhage.
do a lot of shit whenever they tell that joke.
I mean, this like levels him up to like a really like bad villain. If he just like kills everyone. I was thinking like taking a different route in my head. Like he was like collecting like funny bones from people to get even funnier, put in his book, to, like build power for his like comedy nomicon or something.
the comedy nomicon.
Yeah, like he makes like that's the reason why he makes people laugh out blood. It's like because like out of that blood he can pull out their funny bone, and then they lose all sense of humor. Like leave them as like soulless like husk that he can like control if he wants.
So I
you're
was
saying
thinking
that, like,
maybe
it's-
what's up?
Oh
Yeah.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe like the hero that's like his adversary like just doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So
Or he
like
could not
so
have hearing.
like his jokes don't really like affect him as much.
Maybe his arch nemesis is just this really old guy who can't hear well, so he keeps trying to get him to laugh. And he's just like, "What was that? I didn't understand what you said." And he's just like, always gets away.
Your
Like,
hat's
comes, like,
Or what if
he
he's
just
what if
keeps,
he's like
following
a
him, trying to get him to like laugh and die, and he just like he can't do it.
what if he's like a comedy agent?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's just like an agent, and like this dude's like desperately trying to get gigs, but he's like, I don't
I've
know.
seen better. That punchline
Yeah, I got,
is
like-
nothing. It's like, what?
He's like, dude, he's like, your act literally kills people. We can't take you. And then boom, they fight. And
Well,
then
like
he's
the other guy wouldn't have any powers. He'd just be like a guy.
He's just like a random dude, but like for some reason he's immune. Like, so they just tussle like toe to toe, and it like looks pretty hilarious because like one guy's a comedian, the other guy's a comic agent.
I mean, if the comic agent had powers, I would say yes.
Well-
I wouldn't want it to be just like for some reason he's just immune. There'd have to be some kind of reason at least. And I feel like he should also have a power if we go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
yeah.
like, well, maybe he could be like the Depresso Espresso, and he's like a coffee guy who's just like he can't feel any feeling other than just like he can't feel like anything at all, right?
Except the
So
Russian
like
caffeine.
anytime he tries to like make him laugh, he just like can't get an emotional response from him. But the guy also, when he consumes coffee, gains the ability to fight good. And then he'll fight good and be
Fight
emotionless.
So he's just an emotionless husk that
Yeah.
for some reason is a comic agent.
No, he's not a coffee agent, he's a barista.
Oh, okay.
So we changed him.
We're just changing
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
he's not agent anymore.
I mean, we should focus on the comedian, right? Because he's
We
the
should,
one-
yes, we should.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, we're just fleshing
Trying
out
to
his
flesh out the
universe.
world. Yeah.
That's fair. I just we need to give him a name. Because he's
We
just
do need
like
to
a
give him
comedian
name
guy.
and other things.
Does anyone have any suggestions?
For some
Well,
reason, I
voice.
keep thinking of Bit, but I don't know how that would like fit in anywhere.
The what?
Bit, like a comedy bit.
Could be bloody bit.
I don't like that.
What blood bit?
Blood bit.
I mean, punchline is just too obvious.
Yeah. He should have like a little sidekick named Punchline.
His name could be Punch Spine.
No.
Yeah. I'm cringing so hard.
His name could be Rib Tickle Pickle Giggle the Third of Blood.
No.
Are you sure?
Giggle Thurber the Third.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start going to the Googles.
Just start looking up things that are like comedy related.
Yeah. Ooh, his name could be Comedy.
I don't hate it.
I'm gonna die.
I dislike it. But it is what it is.
Well, what, you got something better?
It makes me laugh, so I like that one. So
I don't know. If it's like comic die, then comic guy.
Satire.
His name could be Blood Goof.
Blood goof.
It's direct and it's fun.
Blood goof.
I so far I think that's
That's the strongest one so
Or
far.
Chuckle
Yeah.
Blood. That's another fun one.
I do
Chuckle
like
blood.
Chuckle Blood.
Capper.
What?
There's a term called capper, an antiquated term for the final in the series of jokes on the same subject matter, which ends the routine with a biggest laugh.
Okay. How
Yeah.
do you spell that?
CAPPER. Capper.
Capper.
Is
Yeah.
it the bloody capper
The Capper Caper.
or
Cat.
okay?
But,
What's a caper?
Jack the Capper.
Ooh.
That's not
Yeah.
terrible, actually.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
And his name could be Jack, and that would be easier.
Yeah, it's Jack the Ripper.
The Gormedian.
Ooh,
The Gormedian.
I kind of like that.
It's like clever, but
I like that. The only other suggestion I have is the Scarlet Capper, but I don't know if Scarlet's overused in my opinion. That's the only thing I can think of though.
Yeah.
The Red Capper,
Like the
the Gormedian.
Ooh, maybe Capper the Gormedian? Nah, I kind of like just the Gormedian.
Yeah, I think it's better if it's
it flows
simpler.
better.
It's a good alias, and just needs like Jack the Capper, the Gormedian. Like his
I
name.
feel like that's
like,
too much
Jack,
though. We'd have to like pick one or the other.
like
I
his
feel
real
it's way
name is
too
Jack
long.
Capper, but he goes by the Gormedian.
Yeah, if we want his like secret
Yeah.
identity to
Yeah.
be Jack Capper, and then his like
Okay.
villain name is the Gormedian. That
For
works.
the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Works. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Cool. So that's his name. What's his motivation exactly? So beside like after he takes revenge on the comedy club, like what's his motivation to do what he does, and what does he want to do after that?
Well, I think Cody said earlier that he wants to like consume funny people or something.
I like the reason he makes them like cough up blood is to like make them vomit out their like funny bones for the Commonomicron. Like the more funny bones the book like absorbs, the more like ancient like comedians can be like channeled, or like just more power he gains.
Okay,
So
so
he wants- yeah,
go for it.
yeah, just like he wants to be the funniest man in the world, because obviously that's like what the like if you want to be funny, you want to be the best, or what's the point?
Okay, I like that. I think he could have multiple motivations, maybe, as well. I think that one should be like his main one. He's like traveling around the
Have an
world.
ego and just like everyone has to know my name.
That too, yeah. Like he goes around and performs like in big cities, just like captivating an audience so that he can murder thousands at a time. But he's also like the reasons he's in these cities is because he's trying to find the best comedian in the city and take their humor.
Yes, I like that.
He like puts up posters for like comedy challenges or something.
Ooh.
Or he goes on to like R roast me, and then like the kid who gives him like the fucking craziest answer, he just like hunts them down and
Oh my god,
sucks up their blood.
it's terrifying.
Are you
You're
Skull
sitting-
Twister 337? Yeah. It's like, here's the joke. Like,
It just like finds like the kid's like at home like sleeping.
Yeah.
He just like wakes up. The dude's like leaning over him. He's like, knock, knock. The fuck are you doing in my room? Insert punchline here. Blah, and then he just like consumes his funny bones, and then he just can't be funny anymore.
Yes,
So his
yes,
quest is like, I will be the only comedian because I will be all the comedians. So anytime
Okay.
anytime he finds anything remotely funny, he tries to like seek them out and eat them. Jimmy Fallon
Yes.
dies like immediately. It's like, oh, what a
Oh.
fucking tryhard. I'm gonna go onto a show and I'm gonna consume his blood.
No, I think Jimmy Fallon's safe. I think he's the only one that's not funny.
No, that's what I'm saying. He thinks he's funny though. Like people laugh at him, so he's like, I'm gonna shut him down. He goes into like the crowd of like a Jimmy Fallon show, and then Jimmy hits him with like a crazy bit. I don't know what kind of jokes Jimmy Fallon makes, but like
Not good ones.
I don't know. They all end with like, "Hey, the Roots, play me a badum tee." And then the guy on the microphone in the stand behind there is like, "Yeah, I'm making voices. I'm here too. Jokes." And then from like the back of the crowd, he's like, "Hey, you're not funny." And they're like, "Get the fuck off stage." And then he's like, "Two banana peels are called a pair of slippers." And then everyone in the entire audience just bleeds, including Jimmy Fallon, and he runs up and just sucks
Okay.
his essence out.
it'll be funnier if like he did that, but you put earplugs on Jimmy Fallon because he leaves him as like a like this like he's not worthy of my like of being absorbed. Everyone else on the stage is more funny than him. Just make a what's the word?
Hilarious.
Oh.
What word are you trying to think of?
That's gonna
Example.
help.
Wow.
I don't fucking know. I couldn't think of
I didn't think it was
example.
that obvious.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking that at the back of my head. I was like, is he thinking of example? No, that's a normal person word. He would know that one.
Yes, make an example of Jimmy Fallon to the other comedians. Like, he's not funny enough. Cut your shit or I'm going to take your soul.
Yeah, I mean, he finds out that it's all just laugh tracks. They're actually
I'm just
no
gonna make Jimmy
audience.
Fallon like the hero. Like I need like regain my honor. He didn't think I was good enough. I had to be actually funny now.
But then, like, the prize for that would be him dying. So, like, why would he want to be funny after
No,
that?
to save everyone. He wants to be a hero.
I'm gonna be so funny that I'll make him cough up all those funny bones, and then Jimmy Fallon becomes
Yeah,
the
Jim.
not Jim Fallon, original
Jim
character
Fallon.
from our lost YouTube channel. Then Jimmy Fallon becomes his arch nemesis, and and he just like doesn't go after Jimmy Fallon anymore because he's like not worth his time. And then one day, Jimmy Fallon makes like the funniest joke ever. And then he's like, I must seek him out. And then they go on top of a skyscraper, and they're both there with microphones and cue cards, and then they both just start throwing zingers at each other left and right, and they're like, and the zingers are becoming like amorphous shapes launching through the air and like smacking into each other, and it's just this huge like Dragon Ball Z spectacle. Battle of the comedians. But obviously the villain wins in the end because everyone knows Jimmy Fallon will never achieve the level of a whatever the comedy pantheon thing is. So he eventually loses, and his funny bone falls out, and instead of absorbing it, he carves it into a pipe that he smokes Jimmy Fallon's ashes out of.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right.
So did Jimmy Fallon have powers in this?
No. He's
What?
just Jimmy Fallon,
Oh,
compelled
okay.
by
So that makes him
vengeance.
like more relatable and like, wow, he actually did his best and he put up an effort, but in the end, it was good enough.
It gives other comedians hope that they can take down the Gormedian.
Yeah, maybe that's how our actual hero like comes about.
And then you find out that like this was all a plan from Jerry Seinfeld all along to like have this guy go out and take all the funny bones so that he can be the only comedian, and then Jerry Seinfeld permanently takes over the guy's body and doesn't let him escape, and he rules over the world and has all the jokes. And then there's like an internal struggle where the original guy has to try to, or Jack whatever, has to try to like reclaim his body from Jerry Seinfeld.
This
And that's
is
like the-
edition 3000.
Yeah, it's like the final like chapter. It's like the
Yeah, and then-
ultimate villain.
And then like all of the comedians should like mass up. Like, all the ones that are like still like not fucked
Yeah.
up by this guy, like in order to like try to help this dude like get his body back, and then they should be led by Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't Dave Chappelle be part of the pantheon though?
Oh yeah,
He's elusive.
well yeah, but he's the best. I mean, he's like one of the best, but like he doesn't like tie himself down to anything.
That is true. Yeah, he'll go into hiding when all this starts going down.
Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
also like he'll just lead like a group of like underground comedians that are like, they couldn't make it in their SNL auditions, so like they're
Yeah,
trying to be
punchline.
stand-up comedians. Yeah. And then they just become like this underground society of comedy warriors who
They
rise
become
up
the
to take on
they become the Chappelle Show too.
the Chappelle Squad. So I guess, is that pretty much it? Is there anything else we can add to this character?
I don't think so. He's pretty fleshed out, actually.
Yeah.
Got the name,
Not
got the
fleshed
feeling.
out because of like people meet. Good one. Speaking of flesh, Clancy, you don't have any, and that's why you're going to hit us with that sweet recap right now.
Hello to all 10 people who actually listen to this garbage. Here's today's riveting summary. There was once an aspiring stand-up comedian named Jack Capper. He was quite terrible and genuinely unfunny, which resulted in him often getting booed off stage at open mic nights. One night after a particularly harsh crowd heckled him out of the club, Jack found himself wandering a thrift store trying to blow off steam. It was there that he discovered a spooky, scary joke book made of human flesh and bones. Upon opening the super gross book and looking upon its unbelievably hilarious content, he was filled with countless souls of comedians past who took on his body as their vessel to inflict death to the masses. Jack's consciousness was transported to a realm where the demonic horde of legendary comedians reside, and they would take turns using his body to enact their horrible plans. When Jack and the demon comedians would read jokes from the joke book, they would cause anyone listening to it to laugh so hard that all of their blood would drain from their body. Their ultimate goal is to become the one and only comedian in the world, and to accomplish this, they seek out anyone who's considered funny and extract their funny bones, leaving them an unfunny husk while all of their humor and material become that of Jack, the book, and the demon comedians. Will they accomplish their goal and become the ultimate evil bag of laughs? We'll probably never find out, unless Marvel wants to buy this idea from us. The Talks a Lot Boys cinematic universe welcomes the Go-Remedian, the funniest and deadliest man alive.
Thanks for that, Bucko. You really did us a solid there with that epic retelling of all the shit that we just came up with on the spot. And if you enjoyed it, please let us know by liking this video, by hitting that like button, because that would be cool. Also, if you're listening to the audio version on Apple Podcasts, maybe give this 5 stars if you liked it, because, I mean, we'd appreciate that too. If you want to leave us a comment about anything, also do that as well. Write in the comments below if you liked this video. Brennan, the Alaskan Dragon Matthews, has really big knees. And we will go ahead and give you a free like on your comment. Every single person who types that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will do it.
This is your moment, Tyler.
I will send you knee pics if you like.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna start a sexual knee subreddit with just pictures of Brennan's knees.
I'm gonna start a fucking knee fetish.
Start an OnlyFans with your
OnlyFans.
millions. You'll make millions.
Oh yeah, I'll be set for life.
Man, I'd pay to watch you oil up those kneecaps.
Oh god.
I'll turn into an Instagram model, just up my knees.
Wow, this is going off the rails. Probably all getting cut.
Nope.
Thank you for watching again. This has been the Talks a Lot Boys, Pitch It To Me Baby, and we will talk a whole lot more on the next episode. Thanks.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.